welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then please subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my videos. In front of us we have the Kaito KA550. It's an AM/FM shortwave NOAA weather band emergency radio. It's pretty cool. It's in yellow. Yeah. I bought this radio for a total of $49.99 shipped from Amazon. It was very similar to the KA500, and I wanted to see what differences it was. So we're going to do it together. So here's the box. Some information there. Picture of the radio. We have some symbols there. You can slow it down and read it if you have to. Some profile pics on the edge of the box. Nice. I like that. The side has a smaller picture of the radio and a little more information. Okay, so let's go ahead and open this up. We'll do some unboxing. That's always fun. So this is like a sleeve that comes off of it. To the side, there's a box within a box here. So go ahead and open this up. It's like Christmas, yay! All right, so here is the radio. I'll pull that aside. Some bubble wrap. Another little box inside the box. Okay. So that's that. I'll set that aside. Okay, what's in this little white box? All right, mystery. I don't remember, actually. Okay, cool. A couple things. And I'm going to lower this down just a little bit. Okay, so we get a pair of earbuds. Yay! I wish they'd put better ones in, like with rubber ends or foam ends, something that's comfortable to listen to. But if it's emergency, not too bad. Right angle plug design, that's good. All right, and then we have the charging cable, micro variety. Yay, we haven't seen these before, have we, guys? All right, so what else do we get? We got the radio, yeah. So inside the bubble wrap, there's some directions it looks like. I'm gonna pull those out. I'll get to that radio in a second. We get the Kaito warranty. Yeah, send that in. I think you get a year warranty with it. Sweet. And then we have the manual. There you go, picture of the radio on the front. It's pretty clear and concise. Gives you everything you need to know. How to use these features in the back. You know, some of these you really have to know what position the switch has to be in that when you're using, say, an AC adapter for charging. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. We'll go over it. I don't know if there's a frequency chart in here. If not, we'll go over it on the dial. Aha, there we go. Frequencies. So you can pause and look at your leisure. The frequency chart. Output power. I think that's backwards. I think this will be MA. And then they missed the H, but okay. But there you go. Let's go ahead and look at the radio. So it comes bubble wrap, which I like. I'm glad to see that. Good job, guys. Love when they do that. All right, so we're gonna put this down here. There it is. Yeah, I love this color scheme. Black on yellow. Sweet. Just looks good, don't it? For the guys who love yellow radios. I do. Dimensions. 8 1/4 inches by 5 inches high by 2 1/4 inches deep. Comparisons. All right, gotta zoom up a little bit here. There we go. I brought out the brother. The KA500. Yeah, my other favorite yellow radio. Sweet. And what we're going to do at the end of the radio is tell you the differences between the two. It's pretty slight, but there are a few differences. All right. You guys are going to want to know that. All right, so here we go. Let's bring this back on down. And we'll just grab Iron Man because he's cool. Give me an idea for size. All right. The radio. Features of the Kaito 550. All right, on the left-hand side with Dynamo crank. Rockin'. Spin it all day long. I don't like spinning those. They just wear me out. From the radio, we have the NOAA weather radio symbol. Sweet. We have 3 LEDs. When the battery is good, it's green. When it's low, it turns red. We have a tuning charge indicator. Here we have the speaker, 2.5-inch variety. 5-way powered, weather alert, sweet. We have the dial, there you go, AM, 530, 1700, FM, shortwave 1, shortwave 2. There we have a dedicated weather switch, just like on the KA500. I like that. These knobs have a fatter design to them, so they're easier to hang on to and turn. So for those who found the KA500's switches a little fiddly because they were tiny and small and hard to hold on to, these are much easier to use. Notice that, so that's one feature. and we'll go over the other ones in a little bit. Here's the band select switch from weather, FM, AM, shortwave 1, shortwave 2. And here we have power control, we have battery, solar crank, and then the NOAA alert mode. All right, up on top here we have a little blue switch for the lights. We have a reading lamp, we have a flasher, and then we have the flashlight. And we'll show you those and how that works in a second. And of course, on the right-hand side of the radio, we do have that LED, similar to the KA500s, but you'll see a difference. Tuning wheel operates smoothly just like the KA500s. And then we have the volume wheel, analog volume control. Sweet, nice and smooth. And the bottom we have good solid design feet here. And just letting you know, the overall feel is nice. It's all hard plastics. There's no rubbery feel here. It's all normal plastic. It's kind of nice. Okay, so then on the back side, we have the antenna. Extends out to 14.5 inches. Pretty simple, just like the KA500s. Keep going back. Same design on the back here, same size solar panel. And then you got the 5 reading lamps. Cool. Behind here, I'm not going to open this up because it's real fiddly trying to close. You have your little mini rechargeable battery pack. And then you have a spot for 3 optional AA batteries, which is always important with emergency radio. Behind the little port door here, or rubber cap, we have some things. We have a, what's that say there? Off-on switch. And that tells the Dynamo, is it going to crank and charge the internal battery, or is it going to output to this USB output jack? So that's kind of nice. It also works when you're using the AC adapter. If you buy the AC adapter for this radio, you want it, I believe, in the on position. That way you're not charging the internal battery and blowing it up while you're running the running the radio all the time. Headphone jack actually was a good experience. It sounded good. It's mono, FM mono, both ears though. And yeah, low level hiss, but not too bad. So nice listening experience. Here we have DC in to charge that little battery. They give you that cable as you saw. So there you go, a little weather resistant cover. All right, so let's go ahead and show you the lights in action. I'm going to turn off some lights so you can see this. Yeah, this one here has a little different way of doing things. And I'm just going to turn this one off. All right, so turn this on. You get the reading lamps, which is really nice. This feature here, you can pretty much read by, do everything with. You know, you could, here's my Iron Man. Play some cards. So that's cool. And then, let me see, let's keep going here. So you have your flasher. Let's get that to work there. There you go, it's like a red blinker. And then we have the flashlight. Flashlight's really cool because this one here is a nice round beam, I noticed. On the KA500s, you'll notice a different kind of beam. It's more a square beam. This is much nicer, a flashlight. All right, so go ahead and turn that off. Turn my lights back on. And then we'll give this radio a test. All right, let's turn it on and see what it sounds like. So we're going to go ahead and start in the NOAA weather band mode. Extending the antenna up. Yeah. Might hit some things here. Okay, let's turn it on battery. One thing on this radio I noticed doesn't quite line up with the off on this particular switch for some reason. So we got battery, even though we're in the off position, solar, and then NOAA. Okay. So let's weather band. Cruise on down here. And then we'll go ahead and go weather band 1, see if we hear anything.
Friday night and Saturday, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 50s.
I'm gonna
Highs in the lower 70s.
hook up my little wire because
Partly cloudy.
if you own a weather radio like this that has shortwave, buy yourself one of those, here, let me show you. One of these here, the Kaito T-1 compact antenna. It's a reel with a wire that pulls out and clips to your antenna and gives you tons of reception.
For tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the lower
All right, let's go ahead and
northeast winds up to Springfield reported 82, Bloomington reported
Channel 2.
79, and Kankakee reported
Channel 3.
outlook for north central Illinois,
4.
northeast Illinois, and northwest. Weather outlook
5.
for north central Illinois, northeast Illinois, and northwest.
Switch isn't quite lining up, but
for tonight.
that's channel 7.
Look or less.
There we go.
Tuesday, north winds 5 to 10 knots. Chance of showers and thunderstorms with flooding risk.
Pretty basic. Okay, let's go to FM. That one lines up. It's step tuned.
In front of me, they are a set of ethic. It's called the Ethic and
American Heart Association.
This number of people, the saints throughout the years, who have given and dedicated their lives so that we can have an accurate copy of.
People attended, including both cops and county social workers.
Aware of and in the process of reaching out to our local outdoor.
Because they're not there. Right?
Dad encouraged me to go to
The sky was gray. What had happened tomorrow could never fly. What's been going on? You've been creeping around on me. Oh, yeah.
So that was 98.7. The dial on the FM is not on this radio, but when it's on shortwave, it is. Audio sounds good.
Available through Google.
Okay, I guess it's an idea. I'm not going to do radio Todderbert. You got an idea what the audio sounds like. It's emergency radio. You're going to be using it for emergencies mainly. We're going to go to AM here. Go to the bottom of the band. We'll just kind of cruise through there, give you an idea what that sounds like. And actually, you know what? We're going to do shortwave, actually, because I got my antenna up. So shortwave 1. Sorry, time signal. I guess I'm not.
So criminal, but they've had decades to hire criminals. They've...
It's about 10:30 at night, Central Standard Time. Okay, I guess it's an idea on the shortwave. They're pretty much identical. I actually set the KA500 and the 550 as far as reception goes. They were getting the same amount of FM stations, same amount of shortwave, and the same amount of AM. So just want to give you a heads up on that. All right. Go on the medium wave band here, and we'll go ahead and collapse the antenna. All right. Lower this down. Like a transformer.
DVD quality. Refer to the latest terms and conditions of service.
And studying at the very prestigious New England Conservatory.
Heroic effort by people in medicine, science, and people who work in hospitals. Did a great job.
They were high around 9. Friday, partly sunny. High up around 90 degrees. Right now, WSM Alpha radar is indicating that we do have a good bit of rain here.
This is Nashville 650, and if you look at the dial, it says 800. Yeah, so the dial's definitely not calibrated for the FM and AM, I noticed.
Thing about LeBron to me, Cody,
this is 670.
Still playing at the level that he is. It's true. Around the, and so
720.
this notion of
there's 740 zoomer.
Here in a Frankfurter and rooting for your home
760.
team. Suddenly, a person of the opposite sex approaches you and asks if you're in her seat.
780.
You compare tickets, and somehow you
BBM.
both been issued to
860 CJBC Toronto. About 460 miles.
So order up some. Zombie apocalypse, you have to redesign.
Here's WWL New Orleans. It's about 860 miles away. Cool.
You heard the broadcast, all right? Probably doing something right now, like working or fishing or driving or building a 3-story doghouse.
890.
But I do thank you very much. Morning, Opium Tata, who is well known in Kenya. For 86. Again, 800-801-9556. Ben Kerr did an excellent job of adjustment out of halftime, and he said it to David Aldridge, who was the
snapback hat that James Harden possibly wore while walking.
We're offering up to 40% off select pieces.
chemicals. You'll love the way your water tastes, smells, and
for miles with a heavy backpack to represent a fallen service member.
What began as a
okay, this sounds like a really local station, so let's just find out where we're at in the dial here. Okay. So it's 1100 AM, and you can see where it's on the dial. It says 1200.
And so the message here is, please, that something is urgent. And so he hands her the check.
As it stands right there, she can get off. Book appointments for free. What is that again? An home advisor. I did. It's
1430, I heard. I don't know what that is. I believe that's a semi-local. I'll look it up real quick here. 1430 is St. Louis. KZQZ, 275 miles, 5,000 watt tower. So it's a low wattage tower coming in through. It's nice. It's a very sensitive radio.
Influenza. It's a good dry run. It's real. That you can multitude of areas. And one area you want to give a jiffy the wipers. Some live tippers.
And now, Colonel, I wonder if you tell us how you came to study birds. I understood you were first interested in bees.
Okay, this is 1540 KXEL.
Advantage going to the third quarter.
James and Pamela saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so this is about 200 miles away, but I know at the station they're doing a nice little special Memorial Day comedy 6-hour marathon, and I'm recording it because I love it. And so we're on the dial. So 1540 is actually looks like 1600 ish. This is 1610. CHHA Toronto. That sounds like 1630. 1650.
Ever remember anything like that? That was the worst shooting I've ever seen. I mean, and then to see that guy run off the court, Martin, to the locker room, basically, unless I'm mistaken, did he not?
Let's see where we're at here. I'm going to see where it tops off at, so we all know. Curious. This is 1710. We may not get that on this radio. Oh, got the 1700. So we do get the top of the scale. Good. All right. Well, that's that. Let's go ahead and turn this off here. Okay, so we got the band scans done. Yay! So you stayed to the end, or you fast forwarded it. Let's bring this up. And the reason why I'm doing that is we can kind of bring into frame. I don't know how I'm going to do this here. We got the two radios. We got the 550 and the... Yeah, I'll just do this here, I guess. And the KA500. Okay, so difference is, I noticed right away, I took a few notes on this, is... First thing I noticed is the plastics. Okay, this is hard plastic, so your traditional radio, and this is like a soft touch, kind of like a rubbery feeling plastic. It's kind of soft to the touch. I don't know how they do that. It's a silicone-based coating that they put on, but that's covering this radio. This does not have any of that. So you pick out which one you like better as far as that goes. One thing that this radio has that this radio does not have is a dial light. So this one here at night, you can read the dial. This one here, you can't. So you need a flashlight to see it. That is a bonus. But when you run that dial light, you're running the other light too. So you're going to be draining your battery. So I guess this is quick to see where you're at. Okay, so dial accuracy. This has a better dial accuracy than this one by a little bit better. Actually, it was one of those things where how good is it? And we can find out real quick. I'll just turn it on. And we'll see if how good this dial is.
This is Feliza Castro, and I'm here to tell you...
Yeah, we're going to be right back on possibility, but...
Yeah, much better. So this is 650 right here. So it gives you an idea. The accuracy is much better. And now let's go to our FM dial. This is 105.5, so yeah, better accuracy dial. So show that real quick. Okay, next, the flashlight. The flashlight on the KA550 is better than the KA500. This has a more brighter beam, probably because it's not spending energy lighting up the dial. This has a rounder beam. I actually enjoyed this as more of an emergency radio because it has a better flashlight. That's me, personal preference. And then the dial accuracy I told you about, and then the volume. So I noticed the speakers are the same size. They look the same from what I was looking at, but the amplifier circuit in the Voyager KA500 is slightly louder. So if I go max volume here, max volume on this radio, this one's definitely louder by about 15%-ish. If I was trying to figure that out as a rule, about 15 to 20%. It's actually quite a bit difference on the high end. It's different, but I usually don't listen to my radios that loud, but I wanted to let you know that this has a louder speaker. So other than that, everything's the same. You saw the switches are a little different. These have more like a narrower thing to grab onto. But as you can tell on the Voyager 500, they line up with everything. So when you're pointing at the off position, it's pointing at the off position. Band's pointing the right way. The weather band is, I think, about right. Is it close? Yeah, it's about right. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so this is pointing accurately. So these switches are more accurate as far as pointing at what they're indicating. So, all right. So let's do final thoughts on the KA550. Now that we had a little comparison out of the way, is it worth $49.99? Yes. You know, like I said, this is the same price. So it just comes down to preference. The reason why I like this one, first and foremost, is the non-soft touch, but I like the regular design of the regular plastics. That's just me, personal preference. I do like just a little bit of yellow and the black color combination. That's a big thing for me too. I know these don't line up, but these knobs are easier to turn. I do like that. That's a big deal for me. You know, it's easy to hold on to and move. I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out where you're at. It's not going to take much. You know, you're not going to get lost by using this radio. Same controls on the side. Like the fact that the flashlight is a better flashlight. You can see where you're going. When you have emergency radio lights go out, you want to be able to see where you're going. This is good. I mentioned on the 500 that in that video, which I'll put up here, right there. I use the reading lamp part just to light my way when I'm walking around with it, but that's kind of goofy because if you run into something, you can knock that piece off. I thought about that. I'm like, that's not a great idea, but it's there in a pinch if you need to, but this radio can do the same thing. But I do like this projected beam a lot better. It's rounder and brighter. I like the, like I said, like the speaker audio is good. The dial, I wish it was more accurate on the AM and FM. I can kind of tell where I'm at, you know, because of listening to the radio a lot. But for those who listen to a lot of AM and FM, are going to see a big difference in the dial calibration. With shortwave, I mean, honestly, I don't do a lot of shortwave listening. It was pretty accurate on the dial. Like when I found 10 megahertz today, the clock signal was right on the middle on 10 megahertz. So I think it's calibrated for the shortwave, this particular model. So I think they can vary and fluctuate a little bit. So does it get a buy for me? Yeah, because it's, even though with those little nuances and those little issues, this radio is solid. It does everything the 500 does for the same price. And I just like the fit and finish of this. I do like the hard plastics, I like the bigger knobs, and I like the better flashlight. All that makes this a buy for me. Would I choose it over the 500? Yes, I would actually choose it over the 500. Because, like, again, I kind of know where I'm at on the dial, and that's not going to bother me. I can get used to, you know, if it's off a little bit. That's why I like people put little stickers and pointers on where certain stations are in certain radios. So I'm not too worried about that. Alrighty, well there it is, the Kaito KA550. If you like the video, big thumbs up. It is the weather season where we got storms and power outages and hopefully tornadoes that you can get away from. This is something to have, real important radio. And yeah, big thumbs up for that. And then if you're new, subscribe. Put videos out every evening, so keep a lookout, usually around 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then comment below what you think about the Kaito KA500 versus the Kaito KA500. Excuse me, did I say 500 twice? 550 versus the 500. What do you think? What would you get? Would you get this one or would you get the other one? Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Take care and goodbye.